Hello, 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 and welcome to the Lume.
Plotters.
There we
And
go.
our most embarrassing watch-related moments.
Yes.
So you listen to us. You think of us as these very intelligent and beautiful creatures, right? Well, we're here to. I almost got through with it without laughing. No, we're here to tell you that we are as, if not stupider than the average person. We have a number of moments where we've done extremely dumb things related to watches, and we're going to tell you about them.
Okay, yeah.
So, without further ado, what are you wearing on your wrist?
What am I wearing on my wrist? Today I am wearing my Tudor Pelagos 39. For a change.
That is a change. Have you been wearing it a lot lately?
I think,
Recently,
lately? Looking at my wrist check watch, it's one of the most worn watches that I have, yeah.
But I think that was all when you got it. It was you wore it heavily.
Yes,
at the very beginning.
I really like it.
And I think it's fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I have now so many new watches in the last couple of weeks and months that I give them, of course, a bit more just to, properly fall in love with them. Every time I feel like, oh, you have this new watch and I should wear it more. But then you think, is that the right occasion? Should I wear whatever, the golden watch or something for, just running around the house or doing, going out for dinner or something? And then I think, yeah, why not? Right? So let's wear the good watches as much as you can. You don't know what happens to you tomorrow. So wear them while you can. Don't keep them for the best moments, right?
Correct.
Just enjoy them as much as you can.
Enjoy them.
So yeah. And you? What are you wearing?
On the opposite end of that, I'm wearing one of my least worn watches, but one of my favorites.
Okay.
And it is my Datejust 36 mm.
I know
silver
you don't wear this
Super
much.
Jubilee. I don't, and I don't know why. Because every time I pick it up, I'm like, that is a good looking watch. But for some reason, I don't reach for it. I think I tend to reach for the Cartier more, which is very similar in dial color and in the fact that it's a bracelet watch.
Because it has a date.
It could be, no, but I like the Cyclops. I think, the Cyclops is quintessentially Rolex. So for some reason, I do reach for it a lot. Or I don't reach for it a lot, but I do love it a lot. So it's a very strange dynamic. But that doesn't mean that I want to sell it, even though I tried to sell it and that ended poorly. I begged the guy to give it back. No, my wife told me I was an idiot, and she said I had to get it back. Yes. So that is one of my most embarrassing moments is going to someone that I sold a watch to and saying, dear sir, can I please have the watch back? I'll give you yours back. And it was a trade, essentially, right? But the wife was nagging at me quite a bit, saying this was an extremely stupid trade. If you don't remember, I think this was the Glashütte original Senator 60s, the red, orange, burnt orange dial.
Oh, yeah.
Traded for the Datejust plus some cash. And my wife was saying that I'm an absolute idiot. And this was fairly recently as well. And then she kind of wore me down, I think. And I think she realized, or she was telling the truth, and I realized that as well. So finally, I mustered up the courage, messaged my friend and said, listen, can we rewind the deal?
Revert.
And he said,
undo.
He was a nice guy. And he said, sure, no problem. I think we had it for a week each.
Yeah.
So, thank God for that.
This is the one thing that I want to have for my life, right? When you suddenly realize in a split second you did the wrong thing, like you dropped something, or you slammed the cardo wrong, or something happened and you created a mess. You just want an undo button for your life.
Yes,
you right? Do. Just to undo.
and that's one of the issues. Is usually if I sell something, I never regret it because I know that I'm willing to sell it. Even when I rebought the Tudor FXD, 16 times, right? I still don't regret selling it because every time I bought it back, it was cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So, and it gets better because the watch is in better and better condition as it gets cheaper and cheaper. Okay. So the first one was like used for the highest price. Second one was like partially unworn. And the third one was fully stickered for the lowest price. But anyway, point of story. I don't regret selling those, but for some reason, knowing that this Datejust was not replaceable, so to speak, because it's my Datejust that I've had since brand new. Even if I bought a new one, it wouldn't be the same one. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out. And then you mentioned undo button, and I want to say one more about that.
Yes.
In the undo button. I was playing with my Speedmaster Hesalite crystal, right? And I was showing my wife something. I don't even know what it was. But my wife and I were kind of standing in the bedroom, and I was showing her something on the Speedmaster.
Yeah.
On the back side. I don't know. I guess it was the writing on the back or something like this. And it just slipped out of my hand. And it hit the ground. And I said, no worries. It's fine. It was maybe 1 meter drop. And I said, the watches are meant to take a knock once in a while. It's no problem. And then I turned it over, and the plastic, the Hesalite, had fully just cracked. And
so surprising.
I got so, because I just said, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Literally, and 2 seconds later, I flip it over. And of course, I'm more embarrassed than anything because I'm like, how did I end up doing that? Like, I'm an idiot for it. And then I went down the rabbit hole of, I can fix it myself. I will find a replacement crystal and all the tooling I need. And that I realized very quickly was not a good idea. So I did send it to Rivoli, and it ended up being only 200 dirhams.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that.
See, this is the thing. Right? We are not watchmakers. If we do these things, right, and then you end up eventually getting it in, yeah, and you have the crystal in, and it's properly aligned and everything, and then you realize on a specific light when you wear it in the sun that you have left a pretty nice big fat fingerprint on the inside of the crystal. Something
or
like
a
that.
scratch, even worse,
or some
right?
dust or
so
something.
So this is the thing, is that was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I still cringe at how I ended up dropping that watch.
I do cringe about some of the watches that I have butchered with strap changes, with crappy tools that I had at the time, and thinking it can't be that hard to remove a spring bar, right?
It can sometimes.
And my God, sometimes these spring bars are like, held in by nuclear power or nuclear fission. I don't know what it was, but you pull and it doesn't happen. And you think, I think I should not do it, but I do it anyways. And then you go,
do it anyways.
Scratch about the whole case back, right? And you think, fuck, a high polished case back, and you have just created an entire scratch over the whole thing. And you think, why didn't I just go bring it to a small watch, strap change shop in the mall for 10 dirhams?
Yeah.
Why was I an idiot? Why did I do this?
I don't have such horror stories about strap changes. I do have one spring bar which was never found again. And it was my wife's watch. And she said, I don't want you to change the strap. And I said, no, I'll do it for you. Let me just do it for you. And this was a Cartier tank. This was like 16 spring bars.
Lovely.
And I pulled it out and I looked for it for at least 2 hours. And I told her that this is gone. I'm sorry. I have no idea where it is. So then we got the original strap back in, which had the built-in spring bars.
Okay.
Thank goodness. So, but that was a replacement spring bar we lost, thankfully, because if it was the original Cartier one, I think I would not forgive myself.
Yeah, see, this is the things I was not embarrassing. It's a bit embarrassing. I had one. We traded in one of my wife's watches for a new watch. So, and I had some straps for that particular watch that had, I think it's 19 or 18 millimeters, something that we don't need, right? So I thought, what do I do with this strap, right? It's just lying around. So maybe I can just give it with the watch, right? And one of them, the extra straps for this watch, I thought, oh, let's keep this. This is the light brown, whatever, ostrich leather, which really looked cool, that we bought from Blancpain themselves, right? Very expensive leather straps. So one I gave with the watch, and then the other one I kept. And then my wife came and said, oh, we still have the strap. That's nice. But what about the other one? I think the other one I like so much. And I thought, oh, now that's the one that I gave with the watch, right? And I thought, yeah, that could have been such a nice win for me. And it wasn't. So, yeah. But one embarrassing moment was when I tried to make jokes.
Yes.
Right?
You do a lot.
Yeah. And I have my foot in my mouth quite often. And with these things, I think I'm funny. And my wife always tells me like, Ralph, jokes are supposed to be funny. And I'm thinking, but I think they are, right? Otherwise I wouldn't.
It's supposed to be funny to other people.
Yeah, that's a problem. So yeah, okay. So I went with my first Breitling Super Ocean when I looked at it, right? I went to a shop and looked at this watch, and the guy showed me that watch at the time because I bought it pre-owned, but I wanted to just look at the one in the shops, right? Ask a few questions and stuff. And the sales agent was like, well, I was looking at the watch, Super Ocean Arrowhand, 1,500 meters water resistant. That was in 2009, right? When it was actually in the shops, in the boutiques. And it was the Breitling boutique in Mall of the Emirates, still the small one that they had next to this Rivoli shop, if you remember that one.
I do.
And anyhow, so I was sitting there, and I think it was in a different location back in the days. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I went in there, and he said to the guy, so the water resistance is 1,500 meters. I said, yes, sir. So I can go and dive 1,500 meters with this watch. Yes, sir. So that's a shame because I usually dive to 1,800 meters. And so the guy looked at me and said, well, sir, then this watch is not for you. And I thought, yeah, you didn't get that.
No, it was right over his head.
That joke. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, you go like, well, yeah. It's supposed to be a joke. Anyhow.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these jokes are always kind of funny, and sometimes they turn into something good, right? Good story, for instance. Now, let's see. Another moment that I have that keeps popping up. So my first real watch, mechanical watch, I should say, was a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer Caliber 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Caliber is spelled Calibre, the French way, on the Tag Heuers. Who knows why?
This is not the.
And I remember.
This is not the French way.
Is it the French way?
It's
what is it?
The British way.
Is it the British way? Okay, it's the British way, whatever it is. But, in American English, we spell it Caliber.
Yes.
Now, nonetheless, I thought I was the very intelligent, well-traveled man that I am. I go into the AD looking to buy my first watch, and I proudly said, I will try the Calibre 5. And I felt like, I thought, I was like, oh, look at me, I know how to pronounce it. And I didn't realize that it was actually Caliber. And it was British. But the guy didn't say anything. So luckily, I avoided that level of embarrassment. However, it still haunts me to this day that I said Calibre.
Yeah, when you have this the wrong... Yeah, and you keep on repeating the wrong.
But this isn't just for tag
spelling or pronunciation
or any of these other ones, right? There's so many mispronunciations.
Tag whore.
No, I hear a lot of Heuer. We could do an entire episode about pronunciations.
Yes.
Right. I remember. A very good story regarding
Hublet.
My Hublet. Yes, regarding the same Aqua Racer.
Mm-hmm.
Was I walked in looking to get a dress watch because I had in my mind, a man needs 2 watches, a sports watch and a dress watch. And that's all that you ever need. So I said, okay, I'm going to set out to find under 10,000 dirhams, naturally, because who would spend more? A dress watch.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to go to every store in Dubai Mall and look at watches. I knew absolutely nothing. So I walked in a Vacheron Constantin because I had no idea what it was. I didn't even know how to pronounce the name. And I started looking around, right? And then I quickly realized that this is not the price point that I want to be at. But you can't tell the guy that and just say, sorry, too expensive and leave. So the guy, poor guy, talked to me for like 30 minutes about different watches. But at some point, he looks down at my wrist and he mistakes my Tag Heuer for a Submariner. And basically, I was telling him something. And he goes, yes, very much like your Submariner. And at that point, I got really embarrassed. And I'm like, I can't tell him it's not a Submariner. So what do I do? Like, if he notices, if I agree to calling it a Submariner, then he either thinks I'm an idiot. But if I correct him, I'm wrong, then that's also weird. So what do I do? So I just slowly took off my watch and put it in my pocket so he wouldn't see it again.
By the way, I'm also a magician. Look, it's gone.
It sounded like a good thing to do at the time. So he wouldn't realize that it wasn't a Submariner, A, and B, nobody was wrong.
Oh, see, you completely diffused the situation.
I did, and I think I diffused it pretty well, but I don't remember what he was saying, but he was comparing something to my Submariner, and that was interesting. Yeah. So that was a fun story.
Yeah, I think one of the things is always when you look back at your watch collecting journey, and I have collected in the beginning some Orient watches, the Mako, the diver watches, the
Yes,
Mako.
I'm very familiar with the Orient watches.
And I was so excited about them. I then had some Steinhardts, right? Also very good quality homage watches. And of course, at that time during my collection journey, many, many years ago, I felt like trying to pass on that excitement to other people. And, if you have somebody who's just already on a different level of their watch collecting journey, collecting more expensive watches, and you're going with their $100, $200 watches, $300, $400 watches, and tell them how great they are and that there's no need to buy anything more expensive because look, ceramic bezel, super Swiss movement, excellent bracelet. Well, what would you need more, right? Why would you spend more money?
I said the same exact thing.
And you're trying to, missionize people and say like, here, this is
But you're also trying to, at the same time, instill confidence in yourself that you made the right decision, right? So for instance, when I had my Tag Heuer, I wanted a Rolex. Then you get your Rolex. And then what, you want a Patek. And when you get your Patek, you want an FP Journe. When you get an FP Journe, you want a, Urwerk. When you get an Urwerk, you want a God knows what, vintage, Paul Newman. It is a never ending story. There's always something else. And at the time what you have, you partially do try to not just missionize others, but convince yourself that I made the right decision.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's a bit of self-confirmation that you want to do, right? And it is sometimes a bit embarrassing when you look back and you think you're trying to convince somebody who has a nice watch collection that he's silly for spending so much money because your homage ones are just as good, right? That is just I wish I would have not said a couple of these things, but anyhow, what to do? Sometimes it's just like also the moments of when you need to shut up, right? When somebody asks you about their watch, and obviously they're not watch people, and then you tell somebody comes to you and says like, okay,
I don't care about that. I have no issues with this.
I have a Rolex now. This is the best watch brand in the world, right? It's the most luxurious watch brand, right? And you think,
well, sir,
it's considered by some the entry-level luxury watches because, there's other watch brands that are way more exclusive and way more expensive and way more handmade and whatever, right? Or you just say like, it's the most popular luxury watch brand for sure, right?
No, I would be real and I would give them the whole story about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem.
No, but we're not. I'm going to tell them the story. And that's the thing is, anytime someone tells me, and the problem that I have is not when they come with a Rolex. You have no issues when they come with a Rolex. Your issue is when they come with a freaking Invicta or some God knows what unnamed, no-name brand. I had somebody come to me with a Concorde, and I was supposed to say something beneficial and positive about a Concorde. And they're expecting praise from me. And I'm like, listen, bro, I got nothing good to say. And that's the issue is how do you let these people down? And generally in those cases, I try to diffuse the situation, but I'm just not very good with that.
Concorde, this is always like, what I always feel is to say, like, hey, personally, Concorde for me is not a brand that I collect or like particularly much, but for me, it's always to say like, if you like this watch, it's a very nice, properly qualitatively well-made Swiss watch from a Swiss brand.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you like. If you enjoy this watch, it's excellent. There's nothing wrong with this watch, right?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Objectively, Swiss brand, properly made, good quality movements, nothing in-house, but good quality movements. Qualitatively, it's a good watch. If you enjoy the design, you love it, fine, be happy, right? I mean, there's nothing you couldn't say. I mean, I'm a positive person. So if somebody says like, yeah, I like this watch, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because it uses a non-in-house movement, you have no problem serving it at any place in the world with any watchmaker in the world, because everybody can get parts and it's not too expensive to service. So that's great.
Yes.
Right?
No, that is the correct way of doing it. Yes.
So just find something positive to say, or as some people say, like if you don't have anything positive to say nothing.
The worst is when somebody has a Submariner and they have no idea, and you're like, nice sub. This happened to me. This exact situation. I was wearing my sub. Some dude is wearing his sub. I go up to him and I say, nice Submariner. He goes, oh, what do you mean? This is a Rolex.
Like,
and I sit there and I go,
so have you ever read what's written on the dial?
It seems like he hadn't.
No.
But
yeah, there's this joke, right, that the Rolex owners don't even know what time it is because they never set their watches. Because that's
yes,
they don't care.
Which is very true. Their husbands set it for them.
No, but one embarrassing moment I had once. I saw somebody on the street, and I saw his watch, and it was an AP. It was a Royal Oak, a very nice watch, right? So I walked past him. I stood next to them in some waiting line or something, and it was his moment to be served. He picked up something and went away. And I said like to him, "Hey, and by the way, lovely watch." And he looked at me like in shock and horror, put his hand on his wrist, covering the watch, and ran away.
How dare you?
Because he probably thought I wanted to steal his watch or something. And I was like, dude, no, I don't. Come back. I don't want to steal your watch. But he was already running away. And I thought, I might have caused some serious anxiety in somebody.
Some trauma.
It's just such a nice compliment. So I thought, okay, better say nothing.
All right. I got another one.
Okay.
There's a few other ones, but this happened recently.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking around in the mall that has all the secondhand watches, mostly Rolex, where I bought my wife's OP.
Yeah.
And this was literally like 6 months ago. It was not very long ago. So I viewed myself as, I'm a fairly knowledgeable individual.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what I saw? I saw a 36 Oyster Perpetual with a fluted bezel and polished center links. And to me, I took the initiative. I went in, I looked at the watch, and I told the guy, this is a Franken watch. The Oyster Perpetual never came with polished center links or a fluted bezel. This is not correct. And he said, what do you mean? This is from the factory. I said, no, this cannot possibly be real. And he took off the bracelet, showed me the model number, and it is a model I had never heard of. It is the 116034. And ladies and gentlemen, apparently Rolex did make an Oyster Perpetual with a fluted bezel in the last generation, discontinued in 2019, 2020, so recently, and it had polished center links on the Oyster bracelet. And I got out of there very fast because I was an absolute idiot. And he proved me wrong, and I was... my mind was kind of blown. The fact that there was a Rolex reference that I didn't know that was in the last 3 years. I was astounded. I had no idea that such a thing existed. And apparently it does.
Yes. This can be quite...
You knew about this?
No, I don't know about this reference.
Okay.
Because this is...
You don't know, so it's not just me.
This is... No. But with Rolex, this is impossible to know everything, right? I mean, there's only like a handful of people who really have a grasp on the entirety. You know, I know one of these guys, when you're saying like, okay, here's the watch. And he will take the watch and say, like, all right, that's the service dial. It's not the proper movement for this watch. It's datejust movement put in the C-dwell or whatever, and all of this stuff. It fits, but it's not the proper movement for it. The hands are not original, and the display, the crystal is replaced. And you think, how do you know all of this? This is because this is a transitional model, and they had only blah, 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 blah. And they know all of this, right? And then they change the handset at this date, and then they have the dial had this little marking here. And you think, wow, so many little things that a company like Rolex changes over the years. Books have been written over everything, right? So this knowledge is out there, but it's very hard to not only gather it, but also memorize it and then keep it, if it's not your job, right? It's you're just a hobby. And this is just one brand. And if you want to look at Periscope, what he does with Panerai and how he figures out what Panerai watches are real and non-real. He has so much of knowledge in this area, which is extremely insane when you think about it, right?
I mean, once again, the whole point of this episode and us talking about this is to kind of show you we do stupid things. We say stupid things. We're wrong all the time. And there are very, very few people in this world that are actual experts when it comes to these things. And I guarantee you, even they won't claim to be experts. So generally, rule of thumb, if somebody claims to be a watch expert, you beware, because there's no such thing.
Yeah, or when you are snobbish towards quartz watches, when you start into mechanical watches, and suddenly you're like,
oh, how dare you have a quartz watch? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then you see a Grand Seiko quartz movement for the first time, and you say, wow.
Yeah, and you see your friend having an FP Journe Elegante, and you think, FP bloody freaking Journe
made a quartz,
and it's a quartz watch, but
Okay, all right. Moving on quickly, because we have a second part of this episode that we want to get to.
Indeed.
Two things I do by Watch Week.
Yeah.
We mentioned one already, which Ralph was present for this one as well.
Uh-huh.
We had a set of interviews.
Yeah.
And essentially, we don't know if we walked into the wrong room or there was a mix-up in the scheduling, but end of story is that we went into a room with who we thought were the executives or the CEO of Resonance. And we mentioned this already, but if you haven't listened to I think it was one of the previous episodes we mentioned this, but essentially what had happened is it was actually the guys of Laurent Ferrier. What's the guy's name? Christian
Ferrier, and was it Rob?
Rob, exactly. And Rob is a British guy who's like raised in Switzerland. Very strange to super cool guy, super nice guy. Yeah. Well, anyway, point of the story is They were absolutely lovely, but we walked in and we started talking about resins. And I was like, oh yeah, I almost had a resins. I bought one. I really wanted one. And then it was, I just didn't get it, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, what the hell are you talking about? and then I said, well, what do you have on your wrist? And he goes, Lauren Ferrier?
Yeah. And we said like, but this is not a resins.
But that's not a resins. And we said this. It was all.
It's like, I know it all.
And then. Exactly, in our know-it-all fashion, because I think it was. I don't know. Once again, how this was mixed up.
I think I said.
But nonetheless.
Yeah. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I want to say. I said even something more embarrassing, like I didn't know that you make also these traditional-looking watches or something.
Yes, you did say that. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
That showed that I didn't know exactly everything about resins and nothing about Lauren Ferrier either. So yeah.
Exactly. So in the end. Yeah, we clarified the mix-up and we're like, oh shit, we're in the wrong interview. But we ended up sticking that. We talked to them for a while. But the point of the story was we were so flustered throughout the entire interview because we were so mixed up that we had no idea what we were doing. And we wasted their time. We wasted our time, which we love to redo that interview again with Lauren Ferrier.
We have to.
Knowing who we're going. But the funny thing is, after this whole mix-up, these guys are never going to forget, at least Rob will never forget us.
Yes.
So we ran into Rob a couple more times at the fair, and he kept saying, basically, come to my booth. It's over here. And he's pointing to the resins booth. And so he did make jokes about this over the course of the entire thing. And then finally, I messaged him on Instagram and basically I was like, hey, Rob from Resins. And basically we started chatting and he said, you guys need to come to the factory one day. We'll show you around. So it ended in a good note and it was very, very lighthearted. And, but yeah, I think I did
some nice sales for Rob later on. There was a couple standing looking at the Lauren Ferrier watches. Both of them were wearing Rolex watches themselves. And they were looking at this and, oh my God, I didn't know that they were so nice, And so I started then talking about Lauren Ferrier and what I learned, right? And it's like, this is, the absolutely next level. This is a watchmaker that makes they make as many watches that Rolex makes in half a day, right? That they do in a year. So it's just like, this is a completely different level. And here you have, this is the watchmaker. Here, he's sitting here, right? And this is the person who actually makes these watches. This is a completely different level, also price level, right? But knowing that these two guys looked like they could definitely afford it, get the plan seated like Lauren.
You made the sale.
Yeah? Anyhow, so Rob was smiling and looking at me in the front of the booth and saying like, yeah. And so they asked me, do you work for the brand? I said, oh, no. But here, here's your salesperson.
Here's the main guys. But the second thing after this one, this was the first, I think 2019, 2018 Dubai Watch Week, the one where the Octo Finissimo was released. So we're looking around. A buddy of mine and I are walking through the hallway, and we went to go look at the Octo Finissimo. And the lady kind of hands me a watch, and I'm expecting it to weigh as much as a watch. And somehow I take the watch, it slips through my hands, and it just goes thonk on the ground. And I was mortified. And I'm thinking to myself, this is like 60K. I don't have 60K. I'm wearing my Tag Heuer probably at the time.
You break it, you take it.
No, I was in the Rolex level at that point, but still I had my Submariner on, but I was like, ooh, luckily they didn't make a big deal about it. And they were like, no problem. Well, still fine. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that could have been bad. So that was super embarrassing. And I still think about this. And it's really funny because, this happened like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I'm still thinking about it. Like,
it's funny how we cannot let go of these moments, right? How still they're bothering us.
And I guarantee the person doesn't remember. The one that handed me the watch has no idea, but I'm still here like mortified about it.
Yeah.
And that was...
But it's a good thing that sometimes when I had one embarrassing moment for me somehow. in Dubai Watch Week, because I was sitting there in a forum. That was the 2021 one. And there was an older lady in front of me. And I think she was a bit cuckoo, I don't know. But something happened, and I was just sitting there, not talking or anything. I was just sitting there having my legs a bit stretched out, so they were maybe under her chair a bit.
Sure.
Because I was just, there's blocks where you sit on and all of the stuff. It's nothing special. Anyhow, so she looked back to me, like accusing, and I was just not reacting, just looking very neutral, don't like, no. And then she got up, leaned over to me and said, like, how rude. And then walked off. And I was like, what the fuck? And she said this quite loud, right? So people around me heard this. And I was like, looking around, thinking like, what the hell did I do? How did I, And I was like, the person next to me said like, don't care, she's, right? And I was like, I was really I'm still thinking about this as well, thinking like, should I have just contacted her and said like, I'm so sorry that anything that I did you consider to be rude. I have no idea what I did, right? But somehow this bothered me.
Unless she was the Siddiqui sales director for Rolex or something like this, there's no reason to contact her. Speaking of, this is somebody else's embarrassing moment. We were standing in Rolex at Dubai Watch Week, and a friend of ours, Nico, so it was me, Nico, Ralph's wife, and then who was the other person? Do you remember?
Mohammed. I think it was
Mohammed.
More, yeah. I think,
okay.
It was Mohammed.
So Ralph is talking to his wife, and this guy Mohammed asks Nico, who is this lady? And Nico tells him it's the sales director for Rolex in UAE. And so immediately Mohammed goes up to her and starts like trying to sweet talk her, right? To try to get a Daytona or something out of it.
Talk to her. You can see Mitchie.
Like, where are you from? And she's like, oh, I'm from India. And he's like, I love India. It is my favorite country in the whole world. And like this is so over the top, like trying to, to really talk someone.
So when do I get my next Daytona, please?
Basically, exactly. And then, so Nico and I are cracking up because we knew what he said. So he talked to her for like a solid 5-10 minutes before we told her that, no, this is Ralph's wife. So I think he was pretty embarrassed by that. So that was a really funny. Yeah. That was one of the greatest jokes that
was so happened. Cheeky and then so funny. Yes.
And it was so perfectly timed. It was very well done. So chapeau to Nico for coming up with that one.
What a nice prank.
All right. Last but not least, I don't know if you have another one, but my last one is a quick and simple one. I was in Greece. This was 2019. I, at the time, thought I knew watches, so I was a little bit like, cocky, I guess. I did walk into Rolex and I asked for a Daytona, and the Rolex guy responded with, sure, we have 5. Would you like all of them? And this was apparently on April Fool's. So I thought that was pretty funny. But nonetheless, because that was a joke, and I clearly, we laughed about it. But I walked in next to AP, not realizing it was AP and thinking I was at Patek. And I said, can I have a 5711? And the lady had no idea what I was talking about. And I'm like, how do you not know what a 5711 is? And you are Patek after all. And she's like, sorry, sir, this is Audemars Piguet. And then I realized I was in the wrong store. And that was very embarrassing.
That is a bit embarrassing, yeah.
I put my tail in between my legs and ran out really very quickly. So, all in all, I think that's a long laundry list of stupid things from your fellow Lume plotters that we've done. So the next time you don't know how to change a watch strap, or the next time you don't know something, or the next time you make a mistake, don't let it, bother you. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. We all have these skeletons in our watch closet, so to speak. So enjoy the learning experience, because ultimately that's all that this is.
Absolutely.
Right? Anything else to add in before we move on to our next segment?
I think I just realized one embarrassing moment. I had once a fake watch, and somebody asked me, "Hey, nice watch. Is it real?" And when you can't answer immediately because you don't know what to say, and you think, should I just lie there saying it's real? And then I thought, it's like, no. And he like,
it's fake.
And he just nodded and said, and that ended basically the conversation. And I was just feeling like, okay, I think this
was this here in UAE or where?
Yes.
Because depending on where it is, if this happened to me as a tourist in Europe, I would say, it's fake. I can't afford the real stuff. And basically, because I don't know, but I guess people would come up to you, start the conversation like that, and then steal your watch around the corner, right? So,
and I was like, and I think this was when I decided like, nah, I'm not ever going to wear a fake watch anymore, because it's just like, who are you? Who are you fooling, right? You're just fooling yourself. So it's just like, nah.
So it was a fake watch?
Yeah. It was a Hublot that my wife brought from a business trip in Shanghai because she thought it was a funny giveaway present to me, right? So,
but at least you owned up to it.
Yeah.
I've never worn a fake watch. I have had fake Oakleys when I was like 10 years old. But I agree. There's no point. My wife always says she'd rather have an H&M bag than a fake Louis Vuitton. And
I sort of agree because
I'd rather wear a Timex than a fake Rolex for the same price.
Yeah, there's wonderful original watches that are not stolen intellectual property for any price range, right?
Exactly.
Don't support criminal activity.
You want a mechanical chronograph for under 1,000 dirhams? Siegel, done. There's so many things at every price point. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now leading into our next segment here. This is kind of an interview that we did do at Dubai Watch Week.
Correct.
However, it's not one of the traditional interviews that we released separately as our interview series. The reason being, the gentleman that we interviewed has a watch strap company here in Dubai by the name of Optowatch. And I've been in conversation with them for ages now, and Ralph has bought numerous things from them as well.
Yep.
And we always said, we're going to talk, we're going to have you on an episode. So they were at Dubai Watch Week, so we ended up doing it then.
Yeah.
But essentially, instead of releasing it through our regular interview series, we decided to put this as a part of an episode, because if it wasn't for it being there, he would have been on the show normally, right? And which we will still hopefully have him on the show at one point.
We need to, yes, definitely. So Mubarak, who founded this company, I mean, we will see in the interview, is a lovely person, and his story is just amazing of how he built up this watch strap company in here, and I think it's just fantastic to have a company and deal with a company that is such a personal touch.
It's him and his wife, right?
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
And he says, like, if you need me to come and fit your watch strap or meet somewhere in a mall when you buy something,
yes,
I will do it, right?
I will do it for you.
And you think like, wowza, I mean, that is some kind of customer service. And he says like, well, that's my unique selling point for a watch brand watch strap brand in the region, that I will offer this personal touch. I will offer this customer service. You can talk to me about anything strap related. Happy to do this, have a coffee and we
even
talk
not
about it.
Strap related. If you need a therapist, call Mubarak. He'll talk to you. He'll meet you at a mall and he'll.
You need money. Go to Mubarak.
Your woes.
No, we don't.
But anyway, without further ado, let's roll the interview and we will talk to you afterwards.
Exactly. And speak later. Bye. Hello and welcome to another interview at Dubai Watch
Which we seem to have a lot of coming up for you.
Exactly.
But we have a very special guest, which we've been trying to do a podcast episode with, which we haven't yet gotten around to. And this is, we mentioned them, and we mentioned him a number of times on the podcast, but this is Mubarak from Optowatch. I just introduced you. I apologize, but would you like to introduce yourself again?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. We've been trying to do it for a while, and now we're at Dubai Watch Week. It makes total sense that we catch up and chat. So my name is Mubarak Ibrahim. I've been living in Dubai for almost my life. I started Optowatch company, which is leather straps and watch accessories here in Dubai. And Dubai Watch Week, I have a small display here. So just trying to introduce the watch people in Dubai about my straps.
Where can people find your display?
So first, they can come to our website, optowatchco.com, and I have a few retail partners here in Dubai. Timepiece 360, Dubai Gold and Diamond Park, Watch Avenue in the IFC, Gate Avenue Mall, Ryoko in their two different locations.
Yeah.
And Caliber in Abu Dhabi for the Abu Dhabi listeners.
Yeah,
So Caliber Cafe in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
They have some of our straps, and Ryoko branch in Rim Mall as well have some.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know Ryoko for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
My first partner. I'm very proud of this partner. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a lot of leather goods. I remember they were making bags and wallets and stuff as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do. Yeah, we have some interesting news for you because we just finished an interview with Jean-Claude Viver,
Oh, wow. Okay.
The one and only.
the one and only, and he took my Blancpain watch that I have just recently acquired, took it in his hand and kissed it. And while he was doing it, it was on your Optowatch Co. blue, glossy crocodile leather, is it? Or
Right.
alligator leather?
Alligator, yeah.
Alligator leather strap. So this
Amazing.
watch is now blessed by the watch god himself.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I have we have a super strap right now.
I unfortunately don't have pictures as witnesses. Only Rajiv and Martin, who
Yes.
then have to vouch for it that this really happened. It really
and
happened.
we're recording it right now as documentation.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
So that
No.
he doesn't require us anymore.
Yeah. So you have a super watch with a super strap. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah,
And some DNA
yeah.
as well.
No, I must say, I've bought a couple of watch straps from you. The first two I bought from you, there was a bit of a complication because of the color wasn't really matching. It was the rubber straps that you have, the FKM rubber straps. So that wasn't the best step for me. And I thought okay, the color is not really matching. Not your fault, obviously, but it's just, that's bad. But I saw your website and I saw all of the different products that you had. So I thought, well, you know what? These looks really, really nice. I should just buy local. I always try to buy local if I can instead of buying outside and shipping and all of this stuff. It's nicer to support local businesses. So when did you think, well, we need to have a watch strap company here in Dubai?
Yeah,
in the UAE.
First, thank you for the support, and I'm very happy to know that the people are now thinking about buying local instead of, buying from abroad and pay for the shipping and the taxes. Dubai has some really good alternative for that, and I hope Opto is offering that. So the backstory, as any business backstory, is to find a solution for a problem I had, which is my wife bought me a Hamilton khaki watch, and it came with a camouflaged fabric strap, and I wanted to change it. And first thing you do is you go to Google and you search straps in Dubai, and 0 results came back. And I had to go to a website based in the US. So that was 4 years ago. And then, I had to order it, wait for it to arrive, for the shipping, pay the taxes, and it arrived. It was an underwhelming experience. Right? The strap was not that great. I paid premium for it. And I was like, that's not good. So then moving forward to 2020, it was COVID, lockdown, we're at home. And what can a man do? Plus playing video games, maybe watch some movies, and I have my watches. So I started thinking about, okay, I need to, play with the watches, clean them up, change the straps. And again, Google search, 0 results. And I was like, there must be a better way. And that's what started the whole thing. So I started researching online, how can I get straps into Dubai? And then I looked at the ecosystem of strap suppliers, and there are plenty of really good businesses out there, good straps out there. And I decided that maybe we need to bring someone here to Dubai to offer that. And I started talking to multiple people around the world and see how we can partner. They will, give me their experience by selling me their product, and I branded and send me the products. See was the best strap possible, prices and all of that. And then in 6 months, I had my first collection, which was mostly Epsom leather, Chevrolet leather, Saffiano leather. And the journey started from there. And things picked up, launched the website.
Yeah, these are good choices because Epsom leather is one of my favorite. It's
really good. It's really good leather. And the beauty of it, it's available in multiple colors. So you can, whatever color you imagine is there. Yeah. So I started with around 50 straps. And then this journey started and we grew. Now we have over, at any given moment, we have between 300 to 400 straps, around 10 different leathers. From around the world, so some sourced from Asia, some sourced from Europe.
So this is you're sourcing the materials, or the actual full product is being assembled in?
So I work with different workshops, and I do give them my recommendation, my selection of leather, stitching, sizing, all of that. So and all of this based on what do I see. I do my research. One thing I promised myself that I will never buy any strap that I wouldn't try it myself from a specific workshop. So basically, I order as a customer first.
Okay.
I pay the full retailer price. I order to Dubai, comes to Dubai, I see it, put it on my watches, use it for use. If I like it, I talk to them as a businessman, the workshop, and work with them. So this is my personal, whatever you see on the website, my personal selection. And I would wear them. Like right now, I'm wearing my own Saffiano leather from first generation.
And what are you wearing?
So I'm wearing a Nomos Lasute, one of my favorite watches, on a Saffiano, dark blue Saffiano leather. So this watch is one of those really special watches. It has a very nice.
This is the Club Campus, right?
Yes, with the purple blue.
It's so dark out here, I can't see anything about the color, but the Club Campus is a fantastic watch.
Besides, Martin, you are a bit
colorblind. Yes. So the Saffiano leather is Saffiano leather is fantastic as well.
Yeah, the backstory of the leather is amazing, being created by Prada.
Exactly. So that's how I know Saffiano is through Prada, of course.
Started by Prada, and now it's
Epsom is a bit like the Hermes style, right? Yeah. So you have these traditional looks of that, and I think it's.
I have never seen a strap made out of vachetta, which is what Louis Vuitton uses on all of their handles. The one that comes out and it's untanned, and then it turns colors as the oils on your hands are coming in?
I've seen some of them, but I never thought about them. Maybe something to consider.
If we're doing Prada and we're doing Hermes, might as well go Louis Vuitton as well.
Actually, I had an idea so there was this crazy idea at some point when we started, because you want to do something different. So I was thinking, what about buying used LV bags, cut them into straps?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it wasn't very smart.
Let me jump in.
There's a company out there that does that.
Yeah, so basically, I decided not to pursue it because I'm not going to be the first one to do it.
I was randomly in Brands for Less. We know Brands for Less, everybody, of course. And I was looking around, and I found for my wife, I was just a pair of espadrilles. And I looked at it, I was like, these are cool. What are they? And I saw made in Spain. Okay, cool. The brand was called Upcycle or Recycle or something like this. And never heard of it. 100 dirhams. Sure. Boom. Buy it for her. She said, buy it for me. Took it home. Then I Googled the company. They're made out of recycled Hermes scarves. And I'm like, that could be your next thing. So everyone's done leather. They've done maybe even canvas. So get some cool patterns, some scarves, some whatever silk.
Make sure that there's no copyright logos on
it. Yes, you cannot do the logos. And of course, in the shoes, there is no Hermes logos, right? It's just pattern.
Right.
And then you're able to kind of, once again, I don't know anything about straps. But in my mind, you take a leather backing and then you apply or even a cloth, like a sailcloth, and you put the silk on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Let's ask Mubarak. So, and a leather strap like you're wearing right now, or is here on my crocodile leather. So I think there's like the top leather, there's the bottom layer that is on your skin. Then you have the filling. I think yours has a bit of padding in it.
Padding inside. Yeah.
And then the strap itself. What material is the strap? Is that rubber? The actual strap itself, or is this also a leather part?
The padding inside. No,
I mean, there's top leather, there's bottom leathers, and what is the inside?
What's in between?
No, there's nothing except if it's padded like this one. It would be some cartoon or paper, like really.
Okay.
Yeah.
This two layers only then.
Yeah. So padded ones will have some filling inside. So it could be, cardboard shaped in a specific way. And some really thin leather will be just the leather. Two layers.
So it's pure leather.
Some can be single layer as well, right?
Some NATO straps, they come in one single. Especially leather NATO straps. So you have to be very thick leather.
Yeah.
So usually the top and the bottom will be around 4 to 5 millimeters.
Oh, okay. So that's thick. Yeah. Okay.
That's
all
thick.
Right. That makes sense then.
One layer of leather is like 1.5 to 2. You won't feel it. So you need the lining inside.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to add the layer of, cardboard.
Yeah, that's what I meant here. There is sometimes some structural support to have that form. Yeah. Interesting. That's very, very cool. So I recently researched a bit about how to maintain your leather straps, and I've come to this website that shows you the 10 commandments of caring for your shoes. And it's basically the most important one. Let's start with that, or just leave it at the one.
Moisturize.
Number 1, don't wear your shoes more than 2 days in a row, and then let them rest for at least double the time you wore them. So it means if you wear them for 1 day, let them rest for 2. And I said, don't put any heat on them. Never do that. Just let them have room temperature, ventilated, and let them slowly dry out, because quick drying is the worst for leather. It cracks and does all things of nasty stuff to the leather. So I guess the same is worth for leather straps.
Absolutely.
Because I used to have one watch and I would wear it the entire summer. After the summer was over, it would be pretty yucky. It would, be out of shape most likely. And it was just because, we sweat a lot. There's lots of
So the solution is buy more watches.
No, but now look,
straps,
and this is the cool. This is the cool thing. Now, Optowatch straps are all with quick release, right?
Yes.
So even if you're a single watch person, you can have 2 or 3 different watch straps, even if they're all the same color. Just give them some rest, so they can all last 10 years if you want to. Because if you wear them just continuously, that's what actually breaks the leather down. You don't give it time to
absolutely.
But you don't moisturize. You don't put with the shoes. They always say, "Oh, you have to put the cream in there." Do you do any of this?
I personally don't, because I have a large strap collection, obviously. But leather straps, like any other leather product, it needs special care, and you need to take care of it. And we live in a very humid day. The weather is really humid sometimes in summer, and leather will be affected. Now we have Zermatt lining inside, so it's better that kind of leather to handle such daily usage. Now, talking about destroying a strap, so a gentleman who bought from us a shell cordovan strap 3 years ago when we first started, and after 3 years he reached out to us on Instagram, say, "Hey, do you have the same strap but in use?" And he sent me the photo of the strap, and it was destroyed after 3 years of usage, and it looks like someone used it day in, day out for 3 years. And I was very happy about that. This is very interesting to see that the leather from he kept the leather strap for 3 years and used it every day. So that's amazing.
You want to tell the listeners what shell cordovan is made of?
Yeah, of course. So shell cordovan is made of horse leather. So it's one of my favorite types of leather. It's because mostly used for shoes production. So it's very tough leather, very strong to use.
It doesn't crease, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It has really nice colors and shine to it.
Right, and it's very soft, right?
Yes, very soft. Yeah, and the ones we use. So shell cordovan is made through different tanneries, but the most famous one is in Chicago.
Porween.
Yeah, right. Porween, and they're very well.
Are you getting your leather from them, or?
I do have some. No, my shell cordovan is not from them. It's from Shinki, which is a Japanese-based tannery. But we do have Horween's very famous Chrome Excel.
Yes, Chrome Excel leather. I know all this from shoes, by the way.
Yeah, they do.
Shoes, I can tell you the leathers in the shoes.
We do have a small collection of Chrome Excel straps. Small curation, which I personally really like, and they patina really nicely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One question: do you have any plans to go into more obscure leather areas? I mean, I saw your launch of the ostrich.
Yes.
Which I still need to have this ostrich belly one, which I think is a very cool. Cool leather. I think this is one that I still have on my list to purchase.
Chicken foot? Are you going into the chicken foot story?
I'm going
I've
into
seen some
chicken leg. Chicken leg is actually crazy good looking when you actually see it.
It looks like lizard. Absolutely.
But with a different texture. It looks actually pretty cool. And I was
it's literally a byproduct, a waste product that nobody else uses.
It's not an endangered species.
Except for the Filipinos who like to nom nom nom.
No.
No offense to Filipinos. My grandmother eats chicken foot all the time. I don't know if this is a thing in Palestine as well.
No, I don't.
I mean, it's a delicacy in China. You can buy it in a corner
think in Asia
shops.
it's very popular.
And so we were in Hungary last summer, and of course my daughter was there, 6 years old, and my grandmother made a chicken soup, and she sure enough took out the chicken foot and crunched through the bones.
That's
well,
it's special. So I was not pleased.
But no, these kind of leathers can have very nice and add very nice textures. There's stingray, there's other things.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely shouldn't do anything that is endangered or anything like that.
Yes, ostrich was a bit of an adventure for us, and we opted for the two kinds. So we have a ostrich belly leather and ostrich legs leather as well. So we have both options, and I think ostrich are very interesting leather. But of course, finding in new skins is always something I want to do because as you said, chicken legs, for example. I've seen some photos of straps and they look fantastic.
Yep.
And look very interesting. I've seen lizard, and we just talked about kangaroo as well, and beavers as well.
Beavers apparently.
Beaver, and even really, salmon.
Yes, salmon.
Yes, I've seen the salmon skin ones. Yes.
So there are. It's a big universe out there, but I think I don't know if people here are ready for that. Ready for what's unusual.
It's true. It's true.
Especially chicken. The idea of chicken having because it's not.
Yes, I know. In the when I came to the Middle East, and I'm here for now 18 years, this is something where when you have shawarmas and you have the choice of chicken or meat. For us, it's Europeans. It's a bit like, what is chicken not meat?
Yeah,
it's not really like
True. So yes, people, and that's why I'll take it easy. But ostrich is a bit start. So one different. We have shell cordovan, but nobody knows it's horse. It's not it's horse leather, right? But nobody knows that. And we have chevy, which is goat leather as well.
Yes, exactly.
So it's not everything we have is calf leather. We do have goat. We do have ostrich now, and we are looking into different types of leather because. We need to keep renewing the collection. We need adding new stuff.
There's a bit of a tendency now. Of course, there's a couple of companies that have publicly stated, like Norcane, that we have interviewed the chief marketing officer of, that they are going completely animal free.
Mm-hmm.
Do you also offer animal free vegan straps, basically?
So we don't offer vegan straps, but we do offer rubber straps.
Right, absolutely.
And native straps, which are fabric.
So that is basically already vegan.
Yes,
so you have
vegan. So we do, so we do offer non-leather products, and we will keep expanding on that collection. And I think sustainability as a topic is now very important. And obviously, when we buy our leather, we work with workshops that are, legit companies. They're not doing anything. They buy all the leathers sourced from European tanneries, which have really tough and strong rules to ensure that leather movement from around the world follows regulations and all that. So all of our workshops, which I visited some of them this year.
Oh, good.
So this year I went to Asia, visited a couple of workshops. I've seen their leather, where they're coming from. They're all come from, respected companies with the respected, ways of handling products and sourcing, products in a very ethical way. I know it's a very, very difficult topic at this time, but actually this is how it works.
Well, I think, and it's something we need to talk about. It's usually not, most of these leathers are not being, they're not raised just for the leather. Most of parts of the animals are being used for any other reason. So it's not going to waste. So it's okay. But I think that offers for a lot of people the chance that feel a bit more conscious about these things. Yeah,
of course. As any company, you should always have to have a wide collection of products that will match expectation of everyone. And if people want non-leather products, we will definitely offer it. And I think we we as Opto, we will always look into expanding on that collection. And maybe in the near future, we'll have the vegan leather made from leftover fruits, apples, pineapples, or whatnot. They exist.
Yes,
and they look like leather. They don't smell like leather. They might not feel like leather, but they at least look from far away.
Mm.
And they might be, they might not be a cheaper option, but it's animal-free option.
Yeah, Alcantara it's been around for decades, right? It's also it's not animal product.
Yes,
lots
of luxury brands like car luxury brands use exclusively for seats.
Yeah,
I remember Lincoln and made a big deal of it. So they have Alcantara leather.
Yes. One more question for you.
Sure.
Any thoughts of moving production to Dubai?
Moving production to Dubai will always be, an aim for any business to be closer to their production. The challenge would be the talent. It's not about the cost; it's about the talent. And I've noticed that in this part of the world, the leather makers are not many. And if they are available, they are busy with their own thing. And I think it's really hard to find really good talent to produce very small leather products. The straps are not huge, they're not bags.
Yeah.
And they require experience, talent, and unfortunately, we can't find a lot here. And in all fairness, I found few, workshops, suppliers who I can work with here in Dubai, but the prices are very expensive. In the UAE at least. And I try to actually look into different potential partners around the region, not only here in the UAE. But I don't think they have the know-how of how to do small leather products. Give them a bag, a wallet, yes, definitely. But I'm working with a specific type of leather. But that's a challenge to find the talent that can work with different types of leather.
Yeah, I could see this.
Very small, small details. And obviously, sourcing leather sometimes is easier outside of in those parts of the world because they're closer to the supply chain.
Yeah.
No, I guess that's very reasonable to maybe that's on the cards for
absolutely.
Forward.
I have a few questions.
All right. Please.
I am a person who loves my leather straps being customized. Do you provide that service where you customize leather straps?
Absolutely.
Because if normally you have your normal leather straps, and I, as an individual, I don't like the gaps. So I like it to be integrated. Do you provide those kind of services?
Yes, actually, at the moment we are expanding on our curved leather straps available options. So now we have few straps coming with curved lugs. So for people who love to strap their Rolexes, or some watches that come with the curved leather straps. We offer that. And if you want a specific color for your stitching, you want different types of leather or lining, we can offer that.
Tapers as well?
Yes, of course, yeah. So we offer most of our straps at 20, 16, 22, 18 millimeters. So there's a 4mm tapering, but some people love to use the original buckle.
Yeah.
So they want a specific size. We do that. We offer that.
Right.
And people can reach out to us on email or even on Instagram or WhatsApp. They can text us. They can talk to us. They can say, I want a specific color, specific stitching color.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to.
Because different watches have different types of like, for example, Panerai, the leather straps are thick.
Yes, we do that. Yeah.
Oh, you provide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I'm working with a huge Panerai fan here in Dubai, and just trying to sit down with him, have some challenge, so we can create a Panerai collection, because I know that there's a lot of Paneristas here in the UAE and the region, but they all struggle to find straps available, stock ready. And I talked and I had a chat with him, and we are looking into creating at least the basic Panerai collection straps available and stock. So if you ever want to change it, it's easier than going to AD, because it's very expensive.
Right.
Yes.
So we're trying to find
which is I think that's a disruption that you can have in this market, because
absolutely.
You don't have that in the GCC. And for example, IWC Big Pilot, many of these watches would require an integrated leather straps, so it would actually make a huge difference.
So we'll start with Panerai, because I have a partner who understands Panerai, who loves Panerai, who collects Panerai, so it's easier for me to make straps and try it on his watches, and we make sure they fit 100%, because I can, I don't want to buy off the shelf. We need to sit down, we have discussed, because again, I every strap I bring, I try to my watches. So I always buy 20mm straps first, because that's almost all of my watches. So try it. And now I have a Panerai partner, so we can definitely try the straps on his watches. And if it works, we'll bring them here. We'll always have them ready in stock, because the beauty of living in Dubai, we are 1 day away through DHL. So it doesn't matter if you're in the region or outside the region, we ship worldwide. So, and it's funny that now it's you need the same time to ship from here to London and from here to Riyadh or from here to Abu Dhabi, actually. Because with DHL, it's second day, the product will be in that country. So we're definitely not looking into our region only. We're looking at worldwide reach. We can reach wherever you're based. We'll definitely ship for you. And we have very competitive, subsidized rates. So inside the GC, 50 dirham. And worldwide 100 dirhams, and if you order above a specific threshold, you get for free as well. So we try our best to
And what is that threshold?
For GCC 750 dirhams, which sometimes means 2 straps, and worldwide 1,500, which means sometimes 3 straps. So it's not really high, because and you get free shipping worldwide,
which is good. And then now let's talk. What about returns?
We do offer we are 100% behind our straps. If you don't like it, just send it back. No question asked.
That's fantastic, because this is one of the things that, as you mentioned at the very beginning, Ralph, I order straps. They come, and it was a different color, right?
Yeah.
And it's not anybody's fault. Once again, the photos that were taken, we don't know. The screens that are displaying it. Everything is slightly different, and then you just don't expect, or even worse, you get the exact strap you want, but it doesn't look like what you want on the watch that you want it to be on.
This is the thing about, that's why we asked about where can you experience the straps, because very often I see a watch and I see a strap and I put it in my mind together, or even Photoshop it.
And it seems like it's amazing, like this is going to be the greatest thing in the world.
It does look fantastic. Just the moment I put it on my wrist with my skin color, it looks horrible. Because, it's just like, oh, damn. It looks great on the table, but it doesn't look good on my wrist.
Happens.
So, sometimes that happens.
And because we are very proud of our products, and we trust our products, and we feel like if you buy a strap from us, we will always support you as someone who partners us by your straps. And if you don't like it, just send it back. As long as it's not used, because you try it on your hand, it doesn't look good, fine, it's fine. But sometimes it depends on the order type. We might ask for a small restocking fee, which is a normal practice in the industry, in e-commerce, basically.
Right. And also, like you said about Panerai, there are other brands. When it comes to their leather straps, the quality is not that good. They're actually really bad. And they use calf skin and the poorest quality. So will you at some point in time come up with standard leather straps for particular brands, like for example Speedmaster, Seamaster, or Daytona, Submariner, because all of them will have different shapes and sizes, right?
So there's a really good question, and I always get this question from people, from customers, like, why don't you have a line for specific brands? So start with the Speedmaster. Speedmaster lug size 20mm, the professional, which is 90% of our straps are available in 20mm. And Speedmaster, I own 2 Speedmasters, and it's a strap beast.
It is.
Black dial, any color looks good on it.
It's amazing. I've done 100 straps on my Speedy, and it's the exact.
It always looks good. But for Rolex, for example, Rolex is known for being on a bracelet, and if someone wants to switch it from bracelet to leather straps, they expect it to be integrated.
Yes, right.
And integrated leather straps is a lot of work. And and I need a lot of development, and it requires. But sometimes we do curved. So if someone looking for a curved strap, we will offer it. But I don't think that at this stage, I don't think that we are far away from doing Rolex only leather straps.
Right.
Because I know a few brands do that already.
But I see that there's so many differences, problems with Rolex, because they have different joints depending on the bracelet, depending on the model, and so many different years and versions.
We tried.
It's hard.
We tried for and we offered for Cartier Santos Large. So integrated straps for the watch, comes with the connector. We brought some to the market, and we stopped because
D-lugs. The issue with D-lugs. The issue with D-lugs about
one of the things that scared me a little bit. I don't want to talk to any lawyer. LVMH have plenty of lawyers, I'm sure about that. So we tried it. It was success, but I think it's a lot of work. right? And the problem with this, you need to bring for the large, medium, small, then you need to bring different sizes. So we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
One last questions for us collectors who are good customers of yours. Any chance of a loyalty program that you offer, that you say like, all right, you have ordered, let's say 10, 20 straps from us now, so you get some kind of a discount code?
I think that's a great idea, and I should look into it. I think loyalty program would always, people love loyalty programs, but I don't want to add a new loyalty program to the customer because we already have so many on our phone.
Yeah.
So I'll try to find a way to
I
make
mean,
it easier.
just from your store itself to say like, okay, you're a value customer, get a VIP code or something. It doesn't have to be
What about
constant,
this idea?
just every now and then.
200 dirhams a month. You select the size, we'll ship you a random strap. So you take the ones that aren't, highly selling or something, because 200 dirhams is fairly inexpensive. People will say, I'll take a strap for 200 dirhams, right?
Like a mystery box.
Mystery box strap.
I thought about it, and I went through it. I think it's a good idea. But coming back to customers, and we do offer first-time customers a 10% discount immediately. No question. They come to the website, there will be a pop-up, there's a code, use it, buy your first strap from us, try it. Mm-hmm. Two, we are always, happy to help you make your first purchase. So come talk to us on Instagram or WhatsApp. Tell us what's your watch, what you have in mind. We can help you pick the perfect strap for your watch. And if the price is a problem, we're more than happy to give you that discount to make sure that you enjoy your very first strap from our side. Mm-hmm. Two, as I said, we have multiple retail partners in the UAE. Please go visit, explore the straps. Sometimes they might not have the strap you're looking for because not everything we offer online is at the store. Then it's fine. Talk to us. We will make sure when you visit our retail partner that specific strap will be there for you to try it on your watch. Two, you need fitting, talk to us. I'm always happy to meet customers inside the mall, inside the cafe. I'll bring my tools, remove your old strap, because not every watch comes with a quick release.
Yes.
So I'm more than happy to bring my tools, sit down, meet the customer, help them remove the old strap, bracelet, whatever.
It's a very personal service.
Of course. End of the day, as I said, it's my business is a family business. It's me and my wife running it from our house in Dubai, right? And I'm sure, we want to make sure that when you buy from, you're not only buying local, you're buying from someone you know. Right? I'm very open. I'm very open about meeting customers, talking to them, and as I said, customization. We don't offer any premium. Just what you pay for retail is what you pay for your customization. But to make that happen, will always be a small wait, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Because we do have monthly orders coming in, monthly orders coming out, so we keep it under 6 weeks, which is I think a fair time to wait for a customized strap.
Yeah.
And I just want to add one last thing. My wife has a very, very small wrist, so she needs very, very short straps. And there's nothing worse than having a way too long strap on your wrist. So you offer these custom sizes,
of course.
Guess,
So you can select the plug, length, stitching color, type of leather, as long as it's available, it's doable.
Yeah, because also for our listeners, nothing is worse than having a strap that's just not comfortable because it's too long, too short, or it just doesn't look nice.
So my issue, actually, this is beyond your scope of doing, but the strap holes being slightly offset. So for instance, I have one strap, and every single time I wear it, if I put it on the second hole, it's too tight. Third hole, it's too loose. And I'm like, and it's obviously you can't punch a hole in that because then you're going to risk the whole thing ripping. So, and this is one of the things is it just takes, 1 millimeter left up and down and you're kind of,
so this is a common problem.
Yeah.
It's a common problem, but as I saw some strap makers, when they ship you the strap, they ship you strap with one hole only. The one you'll use every day, which I found that interesting. So if a customer can help us, will give us the exact size, we'll do a strap that, with one hole only.
Some people prefer that the strap is completely clean, without any holes, right? And
I don't mind it.
But my wrist grows, it contracts, it expands.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I could never do that. Maybe 2-3 holes I could do.
Yeah, but I saw it online. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people do that.
No, I saw from Ryoko. Sorry, what's his name?
Anyone?
Sorry?
Ryoko?
Yes.
Yeah, they do
Anirban,
that.
exactly.
Anirban. Yeah.
Yeah, he has this. He has this single hole in his straps.
The confidence of this guy.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mubarak, for coming over and talking about your business. And I hope you get lots more business.
Thank you.
We should all support you.
Yeah.
And buy our straps from you. And
thank you.
And next time we'll have you on and we'll talk watches instead of straps.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It was very exciting. It's my very first podcast ever. So I'm happy to be here. And for all the listeners, Optowatch company is your friends, your local strap maker. Talk to us. We're more than happy to help you with any way possible, meet you outside, help you fit your strap. End of the day, we're here for the community because I am personally a watch guy. Yeah. I'm not just a businessman. I'm just someone who likes watches and wanted to buy a strap. And now I'm sucked into a strap company.
For the listeners outside the UAE, are you planning to have a retail outlet for various other countries?
Absolutely. If there is a partner they're willing to, agree with us, we're more than happy to do it. We will ship the straps. We tried, but the logistics sometimes difficult. But we're very hopeful that in the next few months, maybe next year, we'll have a few different locations across the GCC.
Okay.
All right. And lastly, what is Optowatch? How did you come up with this name?
Oh my God, that's a really good question.
I forgot all about this question.
So when I decided to book the handle, I wanted the name available.com, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, right? Yep. And it's impossible to do that in this time and age because everything is taken. Think about any name, it's taken already. So I opened a Latin dictionary because who doesn't like Latin, right? And tried to find one of those interesting letters, X, Q, O, the letters. And then I landed on O and I saw the word opto and it's like, okay, what does opto mean? Opto is like from to want something, to see something. I was like, that's an interesting name. It's to want something, to want the strap. And I was like, I want the name and it looks nice. So that's the...
No, it's a fantastic name. Yeah. It's one of these that rolls off the tongue. Yeah. Optowatch.
It's difficult sometimes in Arabic, like opto, but yeah, nevertheless, I think in the future, maybe we'll shorten it to OWC, Optowatch Company. Maybe, you never know. But I really like the name. I think it's different. And I was able to book it across everywhere, .com, Instagram. So I'm happy with it.
No, I think it's very memorable.
I would go for OWC. I think if you shorten anything, you should go for Opto.
Yeah, it's okay.
The watch.
Yeah.
Develop the brand.
Watch was the reason behind the watch because, we are retail.
Obviously.
We might expand, sell watches. We must sell beyond straps.
Yeah.
Now we add recently some watch rolls. Okay. Next week we're gonna launch some small tools to remove bracelets. So some
the tweezers,
tweezers to remove bracelets. So those are coming up soon, and we expand our rubber collection now from 6 to 9 colors.
Nice,
available.
Wonderful.
So we're expanding. We'll always keep growing, and maybe fake leather. Different
fake leather. Vegan leather.
Vegan leather.
I would be definitely interested for your watch rolls. So wishing you the very best.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me.
We can do a review
Mubarak.
one day.
Yes. Thanks for
wonderful
joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Mubarak.
Thank you.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye.
Wow.
No. So seriously, we need to have him on the show because I would really be happy to hear about more of his personal journey and everything. But I think you understood why we didn't put this into the interview series because this was more of a conversation than an interview. So I don't think we should call it an interview. In conversation with Mubarak from Optowatch.
Exactly.
But I think it's super cool to have a Dubai-based watch strap manufacturer. As you said, as you heard, he's eager to meet his customers and help in any way he can.
Yeah.
So I just think he's a super nice guy, and he's been chatting with us. He likes all of our posts every time we post on Instagram. And that's such a nice guy.
Yeah, and most of all, I mean, not just about himself being such a nice fella, but also his watch straps are absolutely fantastic. They are really high quality.
But the thing is, if it wasn't for Ralph's personal experience, and I've also played with these straps as well.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have put this interview together, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to peddle a brand that we don't like or that we don't believe in.
And you can see this on my Instagram. I post these things. We never got any specific special discounts or any free merchandise.
By the way, Mubarak
we all paid
to
for everything.
So I'm going to talk to Mubarak. I think we discussed this, a special discount or something like this. I'll speak to him. If we get a special discount code, I'll put it in the what is it called? Instagram.
Or maybe we can do a giveaway or something. But let's see. Let's see.
Let's see what he says. But listen, watch this space, right?
Yeah.
Because we did talk about doing something together. Now that we've introduced him to you, I'm sure he's willing to make some concessions.
And just have a look at their website, optowatchco.com. So it's optowatchco.com. And you have wonderful straps. They're going to whatever maximum price of 700 dirhams or something for specific exotic leathers. But they are beautiful. They all come with quick change. You have some lovely rubber straps as well, with tropic, waffle style and other things. NATO bands, canvas straps. There's a lot to look at on the website, and it really has fantastic colors, really good designs, excellent stuff to look at. So just play around. And of course, it's delivered from here, from the UAE. So if you're in the local in the UAE, I mean, he delivers worldwide, obviously.
Yeah, but the whole point is if you're in UAE, you don't have to wait 3 weeks to get your straps.
But he also says he
delivers,
with
strap code and all the other ones.
He delivers worldwide in days, 2 days or 3 days delivery.
And I asked about the shipping. You heard that.
DHL.
The shipping is reasonable.
Fast.
All right. Cool. On that bombshell.
Enjoy it. And have a lovely time.
We'll talk later. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.